Hello students, welcome back to PACE Academy. In this session, as we are discussing about diversity or varieties in the living world, scientists created a new system. So Aristotle was the scientist who has said that plants, animals based on their habitat, that is where they are present or in the environment which they are present, based on that he has classified. Then scientists have thought that this classification is not enough because the organisms living in that specific environment also have different varieties. So created a new system of classification. They have put their inputs and said on this basis we will group the organisms, different characteristics of different organisms. The major different characteristics that they were created were broader groups. They have grouped the organisms into broader spectrum, like plants which cannot move and synthesize their own food, whereas animals which can move and they depend on other organisms for their food. So first there were broader groups, means first there were two groups based on some common characteristics. Then in this group they have again divided the organisms into some more subgroups, that is lesser different characteristics make smaller groups. So less features in differences are making more smaller groups. More similar features make more smaller subgroups. So more similar characteristics which are present in the organisms, if they are having more amount of similarities or more amount of common features, they all come into some subgroups. Totally different characteristics are present. So if they are having, first in this classification what they are taking, topmost group whichever is present they are having, or topmost groups which are present are having high amount of differences between them. So they are very far from each other. They are having very least amount of similarities. Whereas next group under the high amount of differences, again we have small groups. In the small groups you have organisms which are lesser different characteristics. So the amount of differences in the features are slowly decreasing when you are going down the group. First it was high difference, then lesser compared to the upper group, then more lesser compared to the upper group. That is, the organisms which are present in these groups have more similar features. Like a monkey and a human being, if you compare, they have more amount of similarities compared to a human being and a cow. So if you take a human being and a plant, they will come in the first group. Human being and a cow, they come in the second group. Human being and a monkey, they come in the third group. And finally, very similar characteristics, that is the different types of humans, characteristics of an organism. Please note down this picture. Do represent it as an answer in your examination to fetch more marks. This is how, in this whatever graph you see, it is very clear. This is called as hierarchy. Name of this, whatever the diagram I have given is name of hierarchy, which means how whenever you are going from top to down of this hierarchy, the differences are decreasing, the differences between the organisms are decreasing, whereas similarities or common features are increasing. Once you are going from down to up in this chart, the similarities will decrease or common features will decrease and dissimilarities will increase. So all living things are identified and categorized. Every living organism that we have discovered till today have been identified and grouped on the basis of their body design. How is the structure of their body? When you see a human being, he is having two legs, one head and a body and legs. Whereas again, if you take a plant, in plant you have roots, flowers, again leaf and all, stem. So these are the features of the plant which you see externally with your naked eye. Then the bacteria of different sizes and shapes. So body design in what form? Form means structurally and also function. Function means you see human beings can move, animals can move, whereas plants cannot move. So that is a function of the organism. Based on this, do note down this point, based on body design and form and function. Form and function is very important. Based on these features, the organisms are grouped. Some characteristics as I said, they are the features